And the best civ to do that would be as Korea, considering their powerful, unique ability, and both their unique units are strong.
Yes.
I didn't think this would initially turn into a Civ 5 Q&A, considering how it was the most disappointing game I've ever played my adult life.
uh, oh, apparently instead of connecting to your server, I started my own. Huh.
Congratulations.
That's
I
not
used
what
to do that too, actually.
You know, I can't say I haven't done that before.
Like, it's the muscle memory.
It is.
I was like, wait a minute, why is that kobolds? That's weird.
Shouldn't be seeing this.
I'm sampling a Fallout campaign as a player on my Sunday afternoons, and I had that moment happen one week, and I go, wonder why I'm not loading anything. Like, blink and go, oh, I'm fucking stupid, I launched 13th Age. We don't need Dragon Hall.
Now I don't even need dark anymore. I've become independent.
It's about fucking time.
Nothing can stop me now.
You know, it's great, Dark. Manaki said the reasoning behind why he did this was because, after 23 sessions, we've finally gotten out of the prologue phase, and he's starting to develop signs of commitment. So with that in mind, it was time to save the details.
Should probably actually save the details as well. Just so weird to me to write down an IP, because I'm used to IPs changing every day, because that's a thing in Germany. Unless you shell out a lot of money, you don't have a static IP.
Really?
Yeah. I have a daily disconnect at 3:44, I think. And that disconnects me from the internet for a couple seconds, and I get a new IP every day.
You can make your router not do that? Because I think I can make my router do that.
It's not his router, it's his ISP doing it.
Yes, It's his internet service provider.
I mean, that seems like a good way to earn money. Like, it's kind of like protection money. If you don't want us to wreck your stuff, just pay a little money.
If you don't want us to disrupt your raid. Best racket ever.
Yeah, I know my IP address only changes when we had a power cut. So.
I think I can influence when the disconnect happens. I just can't postpone it longer than 24 hours.
Are these like trade secrets you shouldn't be revealing? Should you ever visit Germany?
I don't know.
Yes, quite, yes. Alright. I also, as an aside, I kicked my query regarding my black mapping for me to the internet, and stranger than fiction, I found like the first Google search link involving what I typed in addressed the topic, and so I read through and I was like, alright, I'll try that fix. And then I read who the author of that topic was, and it seems that 2 years ago, an individual by the name of Rahal had some players in a D&D 4th edition campaign with incredibly detailed maps, and was having this problem and needed to find a way to solve it.
The internet is a very small place.
Yes.
Whenever you Google for boat battle map, you will always find a screenshot of Age of Darkness.
Yes, I do believe Manaki said that's like one of the few things he's purchased, and totally worth it.
I got a similar one the other day, which was I unintentionally found a picture of this campaign. Come up. Because I believe it was a picture of the world map with our tokens on it.
That's weird.
Well, probably a thumbnail from one of my videos I've uploaded.
Potentially. I just saw it while scrolling through. I was like, huh, I recognize that.
I'm a big fucking deal on the internet.
Yes, you are. Far more than any of us.
That's right. Never forget that. Humility is my strongest positive trait.
Yes.
So we noticed.
It's my virtue, yes. You also missed Goger and Sheep in some test combat to actually get a handle on their characters. I think everyone agrees that it was a good thing that test combat happened.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure it went well, right?
Well, they did. They defeated a flesh golem and a clay golem. Then they lost to 2 members of the defunct Death's Hand, the Paladin and the Monk, and then they beat them in a rematch.
Yeah, I mean, in the first attempt, they just went for my character, who's a pretty glass cannon compared to everyone else. So that outcome wasn't too surprising.
It also helps when you remember you have heal.
Also remembers when you remember your abilities, yes.
Yeah.
That is very true.
fucking Gryph used that leather armor of warding more times than Goger did with Fargus, and Gryph only used it for like 1 session.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that from the first session.
And also, you actually realize you have so many hit points in your character, Goger.
I do. It's very good.
You know, that's kind of his purpose.
Yep.
I suppose.
Taking damage.
As he designed it.
Super tank.
Just gotta fall down some more pits.
God damn it. Happened 3 fucking times.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fell down the same pit 3 times.
I mean, you could have saved yourself from the pit if you chucked Tempus down there instead.
I could have.
I gave you that opportunity.
That would have been rude.
Great, now I really want to see. Now I really want to watch this episode I missed, just so I know what the hell happened.
I'll give it like a month and a half. I might have session 23 uploaded.
I'll keep an eye out for session 23 then.
Oh god.
So I've actually gotten to the point where YouTube is, for the most part, it's not that far behind anymore. I've given them like a deluge. And along the way, they've gotten great moments like Thomas's one-on-one. Did you watch that, by the way, Dark, at all?
I have not yet, no.
Manaki rated it pretty not bad out of 10.
I see.
Yes. There's, of course, your experiences with you and Dwohurim on your various adventures. In which we explain why Dwohurim was really happy for a small period of time in seeing butterflies.
Oh, there's butterflies.
Yes. I'm also going to give you all this special privilege here. Instead of this just being for plot vital NPCs, I might give it to you for the entire time.
Unfortunately for me, I don't think it's going to load just because my internet's really bad here.
Alright. But
You're getting
YouTube...
camera, huh?
Yes, YouTube viewers don't get it. They're not special.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, of
Just you
course
guys.
they're not.
That's right.
Well, we play for us, right? They just get to watch or listen in.
That's right. I do like to reserve it for plot vital NPCs, but the more I've run it, the more I've just like settled into the fact that I really do miss body language from playing at an actual table. And I've talked about this with several other GMs over the months. Like, it is my biggest regret, my single hugest gripe over this whole digital shit. I can't read player body language. And I can't give it in body language. Like, instead of me showing you what the NPCs do, I have to describe it word for word, which is aggravating. The man stares at you condescendingly. I can just stare at you condescendingly. Fuck.
And it's generally more effective if you're the one doing it instead of just words.
I like
Show
to
it,
think
don't
so.
tell it doesn't really work if...
That's right. But so many people are like, I don't have the technology, or I don't have the internet, or my mom will get angry at me. Or some shit.
Oh, well, I mean, if they're like 15, maybe it's... That's weird, in a way. I mean, people would think it was weird. So what did you do this weekend? I sat on a cam chat with a 30-year-old American.
Well, I'm not 30, damn it. We had this discussion a few days ago. 27.
That's close enough.
I'm not old man Jonas.
If this was decimals, we'd just round them up. Very honest here.
If this were decimals, I figured you, if anyone, would appreciate the purity and sanctity of mathematics.
Well, it depends on the original number. If we have a number that, I mean, you started with year 1, that has no decimals. So.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I'm just trying to
What?
get out of it.
Right. Also, Manaki, while you were apparently gone, I asked Dark whether he had seen the Thomas one-on-one. He said he hadn't, and I said that you rated it pretty not bad out of 10.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. You should watch it. There were some things in there that Thomas did not tell us. I found it very entertaining.
Oh.
So after you watched that, did Thomas's interactions make more sense?
Yes, certainly there was a lot more things. I was like, oh, that's why. All right. Yeah, I see. Oh.
By the way, a few viewers accused Rav of having a olfactory fetish. With his constant smelling, apparently he's addicted to smells and stuff. They turn him on. A few viewers accused him of that based on the one-on-one.
I mean, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, that's what he's into.
I mean, the smells too, they modify, food taste. It's a big deal.
They do. It does.
All right. Righto, everyone. It's time for the game show where high culture and pop culture collide. Now, the past 2 player recaps, Sheep and Manaki did those, and since Dark was absent last week, Asthma Man. What happened?
Well, fuck.
You didn't say you were sick at the start of this call, so I figured I'd fucking peg you.
No, I'll do it. Yes, I just have to remember how we started. Let's see. Oh yeah, so we started with going to the deaf speaker and giving him the head of Fear the Roll, basically, and telling me we want to speak to him. And he managed to summon the ghost of Fear the Roll, and we managed to ask 5 or 4 questions, I think, something like that. And the most important of which was a name. Let's see, what was it? Madeldrin, which is probably his contact within the Black Fang. After that, we tried to see if... we wanted to talk to... fuck, what is his name? God damn it. Lord Raptors, yeah. And... and see if we could get the word in with him and with Ajax. But he didn't really want to be disturbed, and we were asked to leave, basically. And Dwohurim left a message saying that we wanted to speak with him after he was done, but we decided to leave town instead and go to the fishing village outside of town, where we thought Domino might be hiding out. We were also asked to bring back the mayor of this town in regards to the island of Creel creeping ever closer to the mainland. So we headed out there, met the mayor in the tavern and talked a bit to the tavern keeper, and we basically were asked to meet him on the beach the following morning. So we slept, met him there on the beach, and then madness ensued. Lots of creatures from the sea erupted out and basically ate most of the townspeople, and combat started. We managed to dispose of the first wave of Sahawin. But then a huge monstrosity, basically a huge platform of flesh and eyes and mouths and stuff like that, and 3 humans upon it came out of the ocean and attacked us. And as Geráck, being the only one close to the ocean, get dragged out by this huge beast, and basically, being in the sea in heavy armor and fighting a huge beast platform flesh thing is not the best situation for him. God damn it, Gryph. Oh, you couldn't see, but Grimith was overacting heavily. Oh, well. So after that, the party cleaned themselves up and headed for the caverns where Domino was hiding. And they had a chat with her, and then something appeared which Geráck and Aurelia and Tempus couldn't see at first, but Dwohurim could, and he really wanted us to leave. And we had a very, very, very long conversation about what to do in that situation, and that's sort of where we are now. We decided to help her, but then Dwohurim kind of left, and Tempus followed him, and we're sort of undecided on what to do.
All right. I guess this is actually the Goger only Grimcam. I could try to restart it. Yes, the fault is clearly on my end, despite the fact that someone is obviously getting the camera feed. Sure. I'll humor you.
I see you now.
Now only DDS sees it. No, I see it too. Hooray.
Yes, I also.
You know what? I'll turn mine on as well, so you can see me eating copious amounts of sweets.
Okay, cool.
If I had a webcam, I would turn mine on. I don't have one.
Then basically what the viewers will get is the sheep cam.
I have this.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
Yes.
I had to share that.
So yes,
Now I can see it.
all right. So basically, Goger, you were the only one that happened for it. Basically, it didn't actually
I was the
happen.
only one to see the magic.
Yeah, so basically when you started breaking out laughter, they just thought you were insane.
Alright,
Yeah.
well,
I always think that.
yep.
Swedish people. Yeah.
It's a thing. Yeah.
All right. Readying second, late morning, you're standing just outside the Killwell Cavern complex. But before we get talking about all of that, let's focus on Leon. Leon. As it turns out, yesterday was a very, very important day. Yesterday was the Festival of Saint Bane. And unfortunately, you weren't able to do a whole lot like hang out with the group during the very important Festival of Saint Bane because, well, as it turns out, that whole undead thing that was triggered with the complication of the 5 that you spent a few days trying to resolve still hadn't been resolved. So Lord Teraptus wanted you to stay back and politely insisted that you solve it. Which, thankfully, it was the Festival of Saint Bane. Now, Leon would know this given his heavily religious background. Saint Bane, a once powerful mortal of a prior age who devoted his life and longevity to destroying undead wherever they walked. And he is honored greatly, even in these days. His name has survived down probably about as old as the 5th Age, and has survived legend from legend, passing down throughout the ages. Saint Bane, and as a result, the Festival of Saint Bane, is held in part to celebrate the coming of spring, but also to celebrate the fact that there once existed a great and powerful mortal, so inspired and so devoted to the destruction of undead that he went about his business and was ultimately made a saint, and perhaps even a powerful, prominent religious figure in the service of some god devoted to life and anti-undead. This certainly did make your task of appeasing and putting the undead you disturbed to rest significantly easier, courtesy of the fact that handling the undead does become easier on the day of the Festival of Saint Bane, with the caveat that undead tend to stage attacks and retribution the day after the Festival of Saint Bane. They know it. It's kind of a thing that happens. They bide their time. There's a bit of hubbub and commotion in the city of Newport. You weren't able to hear a whole lot about it, courtesy of the fact that you've been busy. But it seems that some fools thought they had been invested with the power of Saint Bane, and so they opened up one of the mammoth sewer grates leading into the sewers of Newport, and they charged in to destroy the ghouls. And the guards didn't discover that the grate was open until like several hours later. And so some ghouls got out. Oops.
A lot of work.
It'll be fine. Yes, but thankfully, it is, mid-morning, the 2nd of readying. Thanks to the power of the Festival of Saint Bane, you finish with your tasks, you can report to Lord Teraptus, and then you can go on with your fucking life. Your companions, you think they're gone to like a fishing village northeast of Newport, but they're not back right now. And Lord Teraptus certainly did want your report whenever you finish. That way, you could escape the old man's ire.
I shall certainly go give him the report.
So, Whenever you reach the room that prefaces his office, he does have a secretary, sort of like his apprentice of sorts, who sits there and, makes sure people have appointments, for Lord Taraptus is a very busy man. He looks up at you as you approach and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Dion, but Lord Taraptus is still in meetings with Ajax. You're gonna have to..." And then, at that moment, the door swings open, and the silent spell that had been cast around the room is suddenly erupted, and you hear a burst of shouting say, "I will not tolerate this, you stupid druid! These terms are completely unacceptable! Get out of my..." Listen here, old man. You said yourself how isolated you are from Horizon, how cut off, and how reliant the Dragon Empire has been on the efforts of the High Druid to prevent your civilization from being overrun by the Iron Sea. I suggest you, as the leading authority of the Archmage in Newport, consider your position. The door fully swings open, allowing Leon to actually peek in and rather peek straight at the doorway as three individuals step out. There are two, they pretty much have, if they were wearing, a name tag, "Hi, my name is Druid." Basically like Fargus is incarnate, only without, the crazy eyes. You look at him, you smell him. Okay, yeah, Druid. And so they walk past, and then there's a third individual, of whom does have some visual familiarity, clad as he is in his illustrious robes, his gray, tinted brown hair and beard and mustache, his eyes full of supreme confidence, and with more than a small measure of arrogance. As he elbows the door, slamming it shut, the secretary sort of scooching away from the desk. The train approaches, signifying the importance of this situation.
Thank you, train.
Pain train's coming for you.
That's right. And Ajax will rotate his head and look at you and not really recognize you or think you're anything significant. He'll take a few steps and then stop and say, "Oh. Hello."
Hello, Ajax.
Still traveling with that small dwarf who compensates for his inadequacy by anger? Dwohurim?
Yes, mostly. They are currently out of town, but I've been traveling for the most part.
Well, give him and that Fargus my regards the next time you see them for me, will you?
I have the sorrow to say that Fargus is no longer among us.
A frown and a slight pause, then says, "That is unfortunate, but not surprising, given the fate of those who last traveled with that foolish dwarf. You have yourself a pleasant day, Leon."
It's a very curious look to Ajax.
And Ajax will stride after his lesser druidic envoys. As he leaves the room, the door that Ajax elbowed shut flings back open, and Lord Taraptus just glaring out at Ajax's back, and then looks to you and says, "So you're done."
I have my report.
"I'll trust you. You're free." And Lord Taraptus will swing the door shut from his desk. Secretary will blink at the door, look back at you, back at the door.
And
sort of
Leon
shrug
looks at the
at you.
secretary, goes into his bag, hands the secretary the report.
Secretary takes it, puts it on the desk.
Kind of just puts his hand, puts his hand up and kind of just wanders away. looking at the door nervously.
All right. So that's Leon's morning. So back to the action at the cavern complex. Right. So late morning, you're standing just outside it. Your person of interest, Domino, continues to babble about her worth to you, but the Redcaps finally spring into action. The time for planning and discussion is over. Combat is beginning with or without you. I need to know right now whether you'll be participating.
How does Dwohurim look?
Well, when we last left off, he had looked to Domino, slightly shaking his head. His eyes then refocused to Aurelia, and then to Geráck, if he's looking this way. Tempus, probably, as far as I remember, is walking.
Yep. Tempus, Gryph, and I had a little bit of communication. He's not going to turn into a cube yet. He's going away.
Yeah, he has a brisk walk away. So he would move a little further away. Dwohurim will sort of then turn, pulling his cloak up around him, even though it's not really a super cold day. And then he will stalk after Tempest, leaving sort of a little gap, but certainly making it clear, or attempting to indicate that you should probably follow.
Yeah, Aurelia is certainly tense, trying to look every which way currently, to Domino, to every single one of the potential opponents, the beardless dwarves or gnomes or whatever they are. But mostly to Dwohurim and Tempest walking away. And with them walking away, she exhales almost like a long sigh, just relaxes, changing her stance to one, not of combat, but rather resignation, as she throws one last look towards Domino, who presumably is still babbling and begging, then also starts walking away, as if the matter had just disappeared completely. Poker face on her face. Still kind of paying attention to what is about to happen, to make sure that none of them just run after her. She did get name dropped, which is quite scary, but she will then, in a slightly slower than usual or normal pace, just walk out.
Yeah, Geráck will sort of sigh and just give you a nod and then turn around.
Okay. The 4 Crimson Caps will launch themselves towards Domino. There's 2 from the west and 2 from the north. The Bounty Hunter, panicked and pincered, begins twirling frantically to face all her foes. The 5th Crimson Cap, the one holding the leashes, begins squealing to the south, and the woman with the hooked nose will actually look out after you and your backs and say, "We'll be unleashing them pretty soon. You may want to move a little faster. They are very single-minded." Tempest, for his part, will actually begin walking much faster.
So will Geráck.
Follow.
All right. I will save you a demonstration of what their combat abilities could entail. Just know that Domino don't got this. And you can look again at the Killwell map. It's a short hike back to the village of Killwell, though you'd have a very difficult time not finding it as you look towards the Midland Sea. The water is so frothy, so volatile, and so red. Keen wailing echoes through the countryside as broken families mourn the loss of loved ones. You note the deaf speaker standing by the inn, easing Godfrey, the mayor of Killwell, up onto the necromancer's horse. But of course, I mean, you guys are still some distance away. You can have whatever roleplay you want to have before you reach the village.
We're somber. He doesn't say anything. And I noticed that Tempest is no longer here.
He's not a cube yet.
Okay. Good. They wouldn't just want to drop him in the grass or something. That would be sad. Well, Dwohurim certainly won't start any conversation.
Well, Aurelia is certainly walking in silence for most of the trip. However, it does seem like occasionally she does turn towards mostly Dwohurim, tries to start saying something, but then stops herself until eventually, probably a couple minutes later, she does say, I almost lost my temper there, I think. I think it would be appropriate to apologize. Last time I lost my temper, my life changed rather drastically, and I assume that in that situation it would have as well, although not for the better.